guys, it's Brett with Brett's Crappy Shots again, and today I've got the Crosman 1077. It's a .177 caliber, CO2 powered. It uses these little cartridges. You get about 40 shots, 40 good shots out of a single cartridge. And it is a youth-minded gun. It is much shorter than standard guns. It's very lightweight. And it's a semi-automatic 12-shot repeater. It takes a little magazine. It's styled after the 1022 semi-automatic 22 powder burning rifle. I don't have a scope on it. It didn't come with a scope. Got it at Walmart. I got it on sale online on Walmart.com for I think $57 or $58. I'll put a link in the description down below where you can pick one of these up. My son and I bought this for him for his birthday, and we've been out here shooting it yesterday and today. We've gone through 4 CO2 cartridges worth, so about 120 rounds or so. But he's had a blast with it. I've had a blast with it, and we've been shooting the Crosman Premier Destroyer 7.4 grain, and the Crosman Premier Pointed 7.4 grain. And I've got the crony set up, so I'm going to shoot 12 times at the target down below with open sights. The target's about 25 yards, which honestly it's kind of a little far to be trying to hit a bullseye at with open sights. At least for me it is. But that's what we're going to do, and then once I'm done with that, I'm going to bring my son in and let him shoot a magazine or two worth, and we'll kind of talk about the gun, and then we'll go down and see the target. So, enough of me rambling on. Let's get to shooting. I'm going to be shooting at the top target. This is a fresh, I'm going to be shooting at the top target. This is a fresh CO2, fully loaded. I'm going to do 12 shots at the top center bullseye, and see what we get. 551 feet per second. First shot on CO2. 528. 519. 520. 512. 507. 512. 503, 501, 498, and that's 10 shots so far. 502, and 494. that will be the 12 shots to empty that magazine. And it's fairly simple. You just push these 2 clips in, although the young child is going to have difficulty extracting the magazine. The safety is a normal cross bolt safety, and these 2 little tabs up here are just in case you get a jam. You can push these 2 tabs in and slide them forward, and it moves the barrel forward so you can free up any jam. So far we haven't had that problem, but it's there just in case. Now the gun is on safety. We're going to reload, and to reload, you slide that little bolt back, take the magazine out. You can get extra magazines. I bought 3 more, and they're on their way. But the 3-pack was, I think, $7, so that's not too bad. So I'm going to pause you. We're going to reload, and we'll be back. Alrighty, got Bro back to shooting, and as you'll notice, he's actually pulling the trigger with 2 fingers, and this is because the trigger is actually kind of stiff, and it's got a real heavy trigger, but it's also because it is moving the complete action. It's also loading a pellet, resetting the hammer, and everything all in one pull of the trigger. I've seen several YouTube videos on setting it up or dismantling the setup there and polishing and smoothing out the mold seams and all, and they say that greatly reduces the amount that's needed to pull the trigger. And normally you get about 48 good high-powered shots out of one of those CO2 cartridges, but with it being about 38 degrees out here, we're not quite getting that many. In colder weather, I think you're out. Yeah, you're out. In colder weather, you're not going to get as many shots per fill. Okay, put it on safety. Take that magazine out. You want to reload for us?
Yes.
Okay. And so I plan on taking the gun apart and working on the trigger assembly, so I'm to smooth everything out to make it a little bit lighter and easier for him to pull. I've sprayed in some silicone spray, which he says has helped out. So I think after you shoot the gun for a while and you keep it well lubricated and all, I feel like the trigger pull will get easier. But Brody, what do you think about the gun?
It's good.
It's good? You like it?
I need a scope.
Yeah, at this range a scope is kind of needed. Especially with it being a semi-automatic, I would say probably like a red dot sight or something like that would be good. At this range with open sights, hitting that little bullseye is difficult. But if you move closer, I've seen these guns shoot extremely accurate. So I know they are very accurate. And for, you know, $58, I think is what I paid for it. It's a lot of fun packed into a small form and a cheap price. My son Brody there, he's been having a ball with it. So I do plan on possibly putting a scope on it in the future. And but if you're getting a child a gun to start out with, to train them and all, the Crosman 1077 is definitely a good choice. Yeah, to get it over the chronograph there. It's definitely a good choice. It's cheap, it's fun, it's something that they can use. That Black Ops pellet gun that I reviewed earlier, I found that I was always having to do the pumping of it and loading of the BBs and pellets. It was always kind of hard to pull that bolt back for them. So this gun, I don't really have to do a whole lot. I just stand here, watch him, make sure he's being safe, and you're empty. And you know, you can go through 12 rounds real quick with it. So he's having a blast. It's a lot of fun. I even find it quite enjoyable to shoot myself. And you know, we're getting a range, you know, an extreme spread of 219 throughout the entire CO2 cartridge, but you know, a high of 551 feet per second and a low of 332 feet per second, with an average of about 441 feet per second. And you know, I've got to throw in there, it's very cold today. It's about 38 degrees right now, and if you know anything about CO2 cartridge guns, warmer temperatures, you know, about 75, 80 degrees, these do a lot better. They're more consistent, and you get more shots per tank. So it's not really a really cold weather gun, although you can still have fun with it when it's 30 degrees, as you can see. But you will be going through more tanks. Right now, Amazon has the 40 pack of these tanks on sale for $10.99. And if you've got a Prime membership, you get free shipping with that. And you know, I stocked up. I bought 4 boxes of them. But you know, each box will yield you roughly 1,600 shots. That's backwards, baby. Oh, you had it right. You got that right. Just slide that all the way forward. You want me to do it? Here. You'll hear it click. There you go. And flip over. No. Yeah, there you go.
I might forget sometimes.
But yeah, we're out here having fun, and you know, for what I've got in the gun, you know, you can't beat it. He's learning. He's having a blast doing so, and it's the best $50 I've spent. You know? But this has been Brett and Brody with Brett's Crappy Shots. Once we're done shooting, I'm going to take the camera up and we'll look at the target. But for right now, I'm going to pause and we'll be back.
This cartridge.
Okay, we're back. There's Brody. Hey, looky there. You got one dead center.
Who did it? Oh, that, yeah, that's it.
That's kind of our shot groups with open sights.
That's me. I got so close.
Yeah, you were shooting at the bottom one, wasn't you?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Felt to go through.
And it's a lot of fun. It's definitely got plenty of power. And we've just had a ball with it. It's a fun gun, it really is. And I think with a scope and everything, we can probably get better groups than that. But, and also moving up closer to something more like 15 yards, we'll probably get a lot better performance. And we're also, you know, using the Crosman pointed and destroyers. So accuracy for a fun gun like this, you know, semi-automatic, as fast as you can pull that trigger, it'll blast them out of the barrel. Although if you're slow with pulling the trigger, you will get more shots per tank, and they will be more accurate, simply because the way CO2 works and all, and the way that valve inside the gun works. You know, the slower you pull the trigger, or the more time in between trigger pulls, the better results you're going to have on accuracy and shot count. But if you like something that can shoot fast, this is definitely it. It's got enough power to knock down Sterlings and Blue Jays and stuff like that. Maybe even a crow. I don't think I'd try a crow with it, but it might have enough power for one. Squirrels, it's going to be a little weak for a squirrel, but chipmunks and other little critters and rats and stuff, it's going to easily handle that. You know, with a fresh CO2 cartridge, you're getting about 525 feet per second. It says alloy pellets, you can get, I think, 725 feet per second with those. So, I mean, it's got some power to it. And for it to be as fun as it is, and priced the way it is, for a beginner, you can't beat it. It's a good gun. It's a fun gun. I've had a blast with it. My son's had a blast with it, so I don't think there's another gun out there in this price point that's going to be as fun. But this has been Brett with Brett's Crappy Shots. Thank you very much for watching. I appreciate it. Like, comment, share, subscribe, and if you don't like the video, give me a thumbs down and then tell me what you didn't like. Let me know what y'all want to see. Thanks, guys.